Hello and welcome to another video. Mainline Debian has a well-deserved reputation of being a very stable and free Linux distribution. However, as the recent issue with the stale security-compromised Firefox ESR packages as shipped demonstrates, this stability also has its downsides. It's been since fixed, but there are other popular or common packages that some end users find too old or missing critical features. One way around this is to use Debian Unstable or Sid. We're going to look at this today. A very safe option of doing this is first downloading a live ISO of your preferred desktop environment from the provided stable release, installing it, and then upgrading in place. Cinnamon 5 is one of my favorite environments, but Debian Stable only offers version 4, so I'll choose the Cinnamon Live ISO here to be able to upgrade to it. Let's proceed to boot it in QEMU. Here is our grub menu. We have the option of installing graphical or text-based or using Calamares, which is under the live settings. So let's boot the live environment. And we should be greeted with the Cinnamon version 4 desktop shortly. And there we are. So let's fix the screen resolution of this virtual machine. I'm going to go into System Settings and Display. And the resolution shall be 1920 by 1080, which will match this video's resolution. We'll keep this configuration, we'll close the screen settings, and launch Calamares with the installed Debian icon on the top left of the Live Environments desktop. So Calamares version for Bullseye is 3.2.36. It's older, but it checks out. It's good enough for our purposes today. My time zone hasn't been detected. I have to set it manually to Los Angeles. My keyboard model is correct. And we'll just do the default erase disk, which sets up an EFI boot partition, a Debian ext4 root partition, and a swap partition as default. So next, my name is Stephen. I'll log in using Stephen. The name of this computer shall be Sid1. Give myself a password once and twice for good measure. We'll click Next. This is the summary of what Calamares is going to do to our new system. Looks good, so let's click Install. And we're off to the races. So it's creating the partitions and unpacking the image. And this will take some time, but if we're patient enough, we'll get through this just fine. And so it's configuring locales, setting passwords, doing bootloader configuration, installing the bootloader, removing excess packages, creating the init RAM file system, and we're done. So let's restart the freshly installed system by clicking Done, hitting Enter to remove the live medium. And this is our grub menu of our fresh system. It's kernel 5.10, which is the default older LTS version for Bullseye. This is a KVM, so we'll select software rendering today. I'll log into LightDM with Stephen and my password I gave myself. There's Cinnamon. So let's go to System Settings one more time and do some changes here. We'll fix the screen resolution under Display to 1920 by 1080. That's Display Virtual 1, as you can see. And that looks a lot better. Next, I'd like to do some initial theming. So the cache is out of date. Let's download the available themes and sort them by popularity. I like the most popular one, which happens to be Adapta Nocto. Very convenient, so let's download that. It's that simple. We'll go over to themes and we'll change the window borders to adapt to Nocto. We'll skip icons, we'll handle those later. We'll do the same thing for controls. And also for the desktop, adapt to Nocto. There we go. Again, the icons we'll handle later in this video. I also want to turn off that screensaver since this is a demo machine, if you will. Yes, software updates are available, we know. Also turn off the power management. We won't have the screen turn off automatically by itself for us, so we don't get interrupted. Good. All right, so we've got the basic configuration done. Let me click on Terminal, launch it, make the font size a bit bigger so you can read it. Make it full screen. And we'll do the housekeeping. We'll do sudo apt update. So we do have package updates to do. 115 packages can be upgraded. Very good. So let's do it. With sudo apt upgrade, hit enter. Yes, it upgrades to Firefox ESR, the latest, which is, let's see, 91.6 it looks like. Good. So that fixes the security issues the one shipped with Bullseye had. Very good. All right, so we're patched. Let me fix the LightDM display manager screen resolution here. Let's go to the etc LightDM directory. Let's create a script with sudo nano set-resolution.sh, a shell script. We'll do the usual hashbang /bin/sh. And as root, we'll execute an xrandr command to set up our display. So -- output virtual1, if you recall, that's our screen name that we saw in Cinnamon. And -- mode will be 1920 by 1080. And there you go. That should do the trick for setting the proper screen resolution for LightDM. So we'll need to point the configuration file for LightDM to our new script. But before we can do that, we need to enable the execute bit with +x, chmod +x. Okay, let's edit the configuration file for LightDM, which is lightdm.conf naturally. And so we're looking for the display setup variable so we can point it to our new script. So we're looking for the display setup script somewhere here. Should be down here somewhere. There it is. So it's uncomment display -setup -script, and we'll point it to /etc/lightdm /set-resolution.sh. It's already executable, so this should work just fine. It should set the configuration for proper resolution for LightDM. All right, so let's test it out. Let's reboot our freshly patched system and freshly configured system. There we are. Open firmware development, Tiano Core. Everything's open source here. That's why I like using KVM virtual machines. All right, we're still in kernel 5.10. Debian stable, after all, is very stable. Let's log in again. Looks like LightDM is this proper screen resolution now. Good, so that worked. Okay, so logging in. We are ready to continue. So let me launch terminal and make it bigger and full screen. So let's first sudo apt update to check to make sure we are indeed up to date without any stragglers or held back packages. Looks like that's not the case. Everything's up to date. That's good. Next, let's review what we have installed. So sudo apt install neofetch. So you can, so I can show you rather what the current state of the system is. Let's clear the screen and run neofetch. As you can see, we're running Bullseye and kernel 5.10, of course, and Cinnamon 4.8.6, which is the older Cinnamon. So yeah, nothing unusual here. Let's check the issue file with cat/etc/issue. And there we go, Debian GNU Linux 11. All right. So indeed, everything is up to date. Everything is stable. All right, let's check the Firefox version quickly to make sure that is indeed the latest ESR release. I could have done about too in the URL line, but it's 91.6.0 ESR 64-bit. That's what we're looking for. So yeah, that's been released a few days ago, like I said earlier, and looks like we're secure, at least in that front. That's a major glaring security issue that's been fixed by the Debian team in the stable branch. All right, moving right along. Let's sudo nano etc apt sources.list, because here's where the magic happens. We'd like to comment out everything but the first two deb lines, because we're going to use this file to tell the system that we'd like to upgrade to Sid. So for the first two lines, we'd like to replace Bullseye with the aforementioned Sid. It's for both the deb line and the deb source line. Changed Bullseye into Sid. There we go. That's it for sources.list. This is a one-way upgrade, by the way. You can't downgrade from Sid back to stable. So you want to make sure you do this thoughtfully. So sudo apt update, that should bring in the Sid repositories, as you can see, plenty of those. 1,691 plus packages can be upgraded. So this will take quite a long time in real time if you do this yourself. So you got to be patient here. Sudo apt dist-upgrade is what does the deed. 1,680 upgraded and additional packages also. So yeah, a lot of packages. So this is the part where our stable system gets migrated to unstable. Here it's asking for the generic 105 key PC. That's fine. English US keyboard layout is fine. So let's just keep trucking along here and watching for system prompts for your keyboard layout, which a lot of you might have if you're going to do this same thing I'm doing. It's asking again for the keyboard configuration. Generic 105 key PC is fine. We'll click OK for that. And we're getting almost done. Again, I've been applying video editing magic to make sure that this lengthy process takes a lot less time for this video, so you guys don't get bored watching. All right, looks like we're finally done. And let's sudo apt auto remove to remove some packages we don't need anymore post dist upgrade. Looks like there's a bunch of packages to remove. Close to 100 of them. So including the old Linux kernel 5.10. Looks like we're going to be running a newer kernel when we reboot, which we're going to do now. So proceeding with fingers crossed, There it is. That's good. It's a booting system. We're running kernel 5.16 now. All right, so, and there's our light DM greeter. Very good, Stephen. And my password. I'm going to log in to our fresh Debian Sid system, or Debian Unstable. Okay, it looks like it was successful. Let's check some things here and make sure it has indeed been successful. Again, this was one way, so we're stuck with Sid now. You have to reinstall if you want to go back to stable. Let's sudo apt update. And 2 packages can be upgraded. So let's try sudo apt upgrade. And I got a couple of kept back packages, Chinese input related packages. That's fine. That's not going to be a problem for us. So we'll ignore that, those kept up packages. This is Debian Unstable after all. Let's sudo apt auto remove. Make sure there's nothing that needs removing. Looks like we're good. All right. Let's clear the terminal and let's cat/etc/issue. There, we're running bookworm Sid, or Sid rather, that will eventually become bookworm sometime in the future. It's always fluid, the future. So yeah, this distro has a lot of churn now. Neofetch shows we're running bookworm Sid, as we already saw. We're running kernel 5.16, which is a much newer kernel. And we're running Cinnamon 5.2.7, which is what I wanted, Cinnamon 5. So I'm running Debian, and I'm running Cinnamon 5. Hooray! Mission accomplished. All right. So let's clear the terminal, and let's do sudo apt install papyrus-icons, or icon-themes. As you recall, we've skipped over that theming, the icon theming earlier, because we wanted to wait until we did a dist upgrade first. So let's install Papyrus icon theme, and let me go to the settings. We'll go to themes, and under icons, let's select Papyrus Dark, since we're running a dark theme today. That looks pretty good. There are our settings icons. They look kind of nice, and nice to my eyes anyway. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You may hate this theming, so you may strongly disagree with my choices here, but that's okay, right? You'll forgive me. So I'll do Future Prototype as the desktop wallpaper. And there we go, Debian Sid. So let's see. Let me check Mozilla Firefox quickly again. I want to make sure we're still in the latest ESR release. Yes, we are, 91.6 ESR, 64-bit. All right. Looks like we've got about the freshest Debian system you could ask for. So yeah, there are a whole bunch of packages installed by default, by the way, in a Debian live system. So you've got the usual accessories here, screenshotter, text editor, disk manager. Under education, you've got a dictionary here. Under games, you've got solitaire, mahjong, and the usual suspects. Under graphics, you've got a scanner, a document viewer, probably PDF, GIMP, image viewer, ImageMagick, Inkscape, LibreOffice Draw, and Shotwell Photo Manager. The internet, you've got the aforementioned Firefox ESR, chat application, HexChat, Pigeon Internet Messenger, Reminov Remote Desktop, Client, Thunderbird Email and Newsreader, Transmission BitTorrent Client. Very good selection. So we've got LibreOffice installed. Let's check that version we have here. It's a pretty stable version, but should be recent. About LibreOffice shows 7.3.1.1. We've got a copyright of 2022. This is early 2022, so this is a fairly recent LibreOffice version. Very nice. Let's see what else we got here. Sound and video. We've got Brasero disk burning, cheese video, rhythm box, sound juicer, sound recorder, and videos movie player. Under administration, usual GW package installer, kind of handy, input manager, log viewer, print configuration, software. Oh yeah, they got the Synaptic package manager, the famous Synaptic. Let me launch that. Let me enter my sudo password, since we're going to do this using sudo. Yeah, the usual stuff here. Got the packages. 64,552 packages are listed here as available to you. So you got the full Debian software library at your fingertips. So yeah, you can install TimeShift here if you wanted to. Highly recommended. Okay, let me quit. So yeah, looks like it's a fully functional Debian Sid workstation. And those are the preferences here that we saw already. So system info shows Linux unstable SID, 5.2.7, Linux kernel 5.16. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I got places here. Recent files, nothing recent. Okay, looks like our dist upgrade operation today was successful. Debian Sid is always evolving, so I definitely recommend installing TimeShift to add an extra layer of protection against system breakage along with offline backups. But don't let this discourage you. A lot of people report a very positive experience running Sid on their personal workstations. For servers, I'll keep running Debian stable myself. Thanks so much for watching. If this video was useful to you, please smash that like button so others can see this video, and consider subbing to this channel if you haven't already. Until next time, take care.